Hi, this is Kamera. Points in the Bible, day number 77, Judges chapter 1 through chapter 2. Guys, these points, I have a few. If you have some, please place them in the comments area. For example, there is usually a part you have to play in your battle. That part could be humility. That part could be um, physically. When I mean physically, I mean go do. But there is a part that you usually have to play in your battle. And this is the thing. Sometimes the battle you're going through, it's good to have some support with you, someone to help lift you up, and also for you to lift someone else up. Am my brother's keeper, am my sister's keeper, that type of thing. So you may have to be the support help someone, continue their battle or through their battle, endure their battle, or help them with their battle, or someone may be able to help you with that battle. Don't expect other people to help you, though. You endure in your battle all you can do, what you have to ask the Lord for wisdom. Now, Lord, what is it you want me to learn from this? One of the battles could be patience. One of the battles could be meek. One of those battles could be, I'm going to hold my tongue and let God fight my battle. One of those could be fighting for your peace. Lord, there's a struggle in my mind. I need you to help me. But he wants us to trust him through that battle. Okay. So yeah, there's usually a part you have to play. Yes, it is. And you have to stand firm in your faith. You know that God give us the spirit of peace. You don't have peace, then that's a battle that you have to ask God to help you with. But you need to stand firm in your faith. And you don't just serve God because you love your pastor, or your wife goes, so you go to church and all this stuff. And then when something happened to them, you fall off. So you need to know God for yourself and stand firm, because when those pastors, those leaders, that person, your buddy in Christ is no longer there, you don't want to go back to your old ways. So stand firm in your faith. Get this. Half of obedience is disobedience. You're supposed to do something a certain way, but you do it, but partially. That's disobedience. It's not obedience. Keep that in mind. So God is not pleased when we shut him out as well. Don't get to the point where you turn your back on God. He is not pleased with that. He will allow you to go ahead and suffer the consequences. And pay attention to your hardships. If something is happening in your life, and be aware, God is in control of everything. If you are going in a certain path and things aren't going right, stop and take a look at your spiritual life. If you know you're going a certain way that's not pleasing to God, you need to stop that. Get back in line. If you know that you are going in the way that is pleasing God, not even sure, Lord, show me myself. What is it you want me to learn from this? If you know it's not something you brought on yourself, Lord, what do you want me to learn from this? But pay attention to your hardships. Make sure it's not something you brought on yourself, that you're going through this thing. And understand this, God is merciful. He's faithful. He's compassionate. He sends help when we need it. He sends help. God is an amazing God. And understand this. Unrighteous stubbornness is not good. It's not. There is a stubbornness for righteousness, which I totally uphold. Is a meekness, but it's stubbornness. Standing firm, that's a stubbornness, right? To do the will of God. That is a righteous stubbornness. Unrighteous, I refuse to move. I don't care what happened. The things that come your way, I'm going to still do my dirt. I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do regardless of what happened. And it's unrighteous. You're just being stubborn for no reason. That's not good. So let's go ahead and get started. After the death of Joshua, the Israelites, they asked the Lord, which tribe should go first and fight against the Canaanites. Remember, they have their allotted lands. So you had Judah. God told Judah to go first. So Judah and Simeon, they decided, their people decided, let's help each other out. I help you with your battle, getting rid of the inhabitants there, and then we'll help you. Basically, you help me, I help you. Isn't that something? Through this battle, they were stronger together. They were stronger together. Through this battle, they helped each other. But this is the thing. The people of Judah, they took possession of their lands. But get this, they didn't drive out the inhabitants. Remember, God told them to drive out the inhabitants. And it was because they had iron chariots. That means that they were strong. But this part gets me every time. Caleb, he is from the land, the tribe of Judah, but he had his own section that God had allotted him. Caleb drove out everything, and the Bible is quick to point out that the people he drove out, someone was 3 sons of the Anakites. Anakites were giants. Scripture says that Caleb drove out the people living there. Okay, so the people he drove out were strong, but remember, Caleb was the one that says, as long as God's with me, I'm taking this land. Caleb was the only one who spoke up for God when those 12 spies went out. He said, God is with us. We can take that. They have no protection. So Caleb is very aware of God being with him. As long as he put forth that work and that boldness, do what he needs to do, God is right there with him. And Caleb was one of the people of Judah who got rid of his people. Judah, they allowed people to stay. But get this, the tribe of Benjamin, Manasseh, Zebulun, Ephraim, Naphtali, Asher, Dan, all of them, they failed to drive out their inhabitants. Partial obedience is disobedience. Isn't that something? They obeyed God and went out to destroy the inhabitants, but they allowed some people to stay there. So the angel of the Lord, he visited them. He said, I brought you out of Egypt. I gave you the land that I promised your ancestors. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you. But your part, this is all you had to do. You had one job only. You were not to make any covenants with the people living in this land. Instead, you were to destroy their altars. God did say that he was going to allow certain people to stay there. There's a certain amount of people to stay there, the inhabitants. That was to help preserve the land, because if he got rid of them completely, then the land would go bad. But he allowed them to stay. They weren't supposed to make covenants with those people. And they were supposed to destroy all their idols. They didn't do that. They disobeyed. God said, why did you do this? He said, so now I declare that I'm not going to drive those people from your land. They will be thorns in your side, and their gods will be a temptation to you. Isn't that something? So when the angel of the Lord left, they all wept. Yes, they did. So don't compromise with the devil. Don't compromise. Don't compromise with the devil. And that's what they did. They compromised. Look what happened. They became a thorn. So the Israelites, get this part, they served the Lord throughout the lifetime of Joshua and all those other leaders who outlived Joshua, the ones who had, witnessed what had happened in Israel. After that, they started the next generation. The next generation, they turned their back on God. They didn't do anything to acknowledge God. They abandoned God. They started serving idols. They started worshiping idols. So God handed them over to the raiders to take their possessions. He turned them over to their enemies all around, and they were no longer able to resist them. Every time Israel went out to battle, the Lord fought against them, causing them to be defeated, just as he warned. And the people were in distress. So this part right here, guys, you got to stand firm in your faith in God. So Joshua is gone. So the leaders after him are gone. You need to stand firm. Know God for yourself and stand firm in your faith. Don't depend on another man for your faith. You have your faith in a man, have your faith in God. Then the Lord sent judges to rescue the Israelites. But they still want to serve worship those idols. But whenever God raised up a judge, they'll do right until that judge died, and then they'll turn right back. But the Lord, he would do that because he took pity on the people who were burdened by these, the hardships. But this is the thing. Like I said, God is merciful, compassionate, and he's faithful. He sends help. They were really distressed, and God helped them out. Don't be stubborn in your rebellion as well, because they were very stubborn and hard-necked. and they will still go back in that thing. So guys, if you have any points you'd like to add, please place them in the comments area. That's day number 7 is 7, Joshua chapter 1 through chapter 2. You have a God-filled blessed day.